Hey guys, in today's video, I will be talking about how men and women can date strategically in 2026. Solving Modern Dating was created to share my personal experiences I've observed, and trends in modern dating culture to help people navigate the modern dating market and find their true love. I am by no means a relationship expert, and if you think my advice is worthless, I understand. But at the end of the day, I just want to help people find love. Now, let's be honest, dating in the modern day is pretty bad. For a lot of people, it's frustrating, confusing, draining, and honestly exhausting. Between dating apps, social media, unrealistic expectations, ghosting, and people being scared of commitment, dating feels terrible for a lot of men and women right now. But even with all that, I still believe there's a way to navigate dating in 2026 where you can actually get the outcomes that you want. It's not easy, it's not fast, and it's definitely gonna take a lot of trial and error. You're gonna meet people who waste your time. You're gonna meet people who look good on paper, but don't feel right in real life. You're gonna have moments where you feel like giving up. But if dating is important to you and you're willing to put in intentional effort into it, I think you can win. But before we talk about how to date strategically, we first have to talk about why you should even do that in the first place. One thing that I've noticed is that people are extremely strategic about every area of their life, except dating. We spend years working on our careers, we go to school, we build skills, we start businesses, we invest money, we research fitness plans, we optimize everything. But when it comes to the most important decision that you ever make in your life, which is choosing a spouse, we kind of just expect everything to just magically work out. Most people want to get married. Most people want a long-term partner. Most people want that person they could build a life with. That till death do us part thing you say in your wedding vows, that's a big decision. And yet people just treat dating like it's something that should happen on accident. Personally, that doesn't make any sense to me. If something is important to you, it deserves strategy. Being strategic doesn't mean that you're being cold or manipulative. It means that you're being intentional. It means thinking ahead. It means understanding yourself and understanding the dating market in general, and making decisions that give you a better chance at long-term success instead of constant frustration. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is not knowing what they actually want before they start dating. A lot of people just get into relationships simply because someone seems like a good person. They're nice, they're attractive, they don't see any obvious red flags. So instead of asking, are we aligned, people just say, how can I make this work? And I feel like that's a dangerous mindset to have. At the beginning, misalignment doesn't feel like a big deal. Different values don't seem that serious. Different life goals sometimes seem like they could be manageable. But over time, those differences start to show up. People start butting heads, arguments become repetitive, resentment builds, and eventually the very things you ignored in the beginning become the reasons the relationship falls apart. Values are one of the biggest examples of this. Religion is a clear one. While a Muslim and a Christian can work, if religion is extremely important to both people, it's often easier for two Muslims to date each other or for two Christians to just date each other. That doesn't mean that interfaith relationships are impossible. It just means they require a much higher level of intentional communication and compromise for them to work. If religion isn't that important to either person, then it might not even matter in the first place. But if it's central to who these two people are, ignoring that early is basically setting a time bomb on the relationship. And this applies to more than religion. It applies to kids, lifestyle, money, gender roles, ambition, and what kind of future the two of you want together. Dating without knowing these things is one of the fastest ways to waste years of your life. Another thing I think people need to do more is to go on dates. That might sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. A lot of people think dating is supposed to just magically happen. It's supposed to be this thing where you just meet that one person and everything clicks. And that does happen sometimes for some people, but for most people it doesn't. Most people meet a lot of duds. Most people meet people who seem cool, but they're just not compatible. And most people meet people who are good humans, but bad fits for them. That's normal, and it's really part of the process. But if dating is important to you, you have to put in reps. You have to get experience. You have to learn what you like and you have to learn what you don't like, what you could tolerate and what you absolutely cannot tolerate. It's almost like dating is a skill. And like any skill, it improves with practice. A lot of people say they want relationships, but they don't actually want to make time for dating. They swipe for 5 minutes, go on a date every few months, get discouraged, and then give up. That's not a strategy. If something matters to you, you got to make time for it, and you have to be willing to do the hard work. Another major part of dating strategically is being realistic about your dating range. This part makes a lot of people uncomfortable, but it's necessary to talk about. Just because you want someone doesn't mean that you can realistically get them. For example, I would love to pull Lori Harvey. That would be amazing. But realistically, that's probably not happening. She's a celebrity, she's extremely attractive, and she has endless options. That changes the dating math, and that's okay. Every person exists within a certain dating range. That range isn't permanent, and it can improve over time, but you have to be real. This range exists. And acting like it doesn't exist is kind of delusional. Men and women want different things. Men are often less concerned with a woman's career, income, or status. And women, on the other hand, often disqualify men very quickly based on their job, income, and financial trajectory. It's not a good or a bad thing, it's just different priorities. And being realistic about those differences helps everyone make better decisions. And being realistic isn't settling, it's understanding the game that you're trying to play. Another thing that both men and women need to do is put themselves in environments that match what they want. You can't say you want a certain type of person while constantly placing yourself in spaces where that type of person rarely exists. If you want an emu alternative girl, but you're always at country bars, it is possible you could find her there, but is it likely? No. But if you go to places where alternative people actually hang out, your odds go up a lot. Dating strategy includes location. Who you meet is heavily influenced by where you go. Finally, one of the most important parts of dating strategically is understanding what the opposite sex actually wants. You can't succeed in dating if you refuse to acknowledge it. Generally speaking, I think that men want someone who they're attracted to, someone who has shared values, someone who admires and respects them, and someone who supports them, and someone who brings peace into their life. When a man feels respected, supported, and desired, a lot of things matter far less. Women, generally speaking, in my opinion, want someone they're attracted to, but they also want someone who makes them feel safe, provided for, and protected. That doesn't always mean money. A lot of the times it means responsibility, stability, and consistency. Many women want emotional, intelligent, mental connection, and a man who can communicate. Another big thing women care about is discipline. In today's dating market, a lot of women are worried about infidelity. Whether people want to admit it or not, lust is a major issue for a lot of men. A man who demonstrates self-control, consistency, and discipline makes a woman feel more secure. If she believes a man can control his impulses, she is far more likely to see him as a long-term option. Dating in 2026 requires intention, knowing what you want, dating enough people, being realistic about your range, and putting yourself in the right environments and understanding what the opposite sex values gives you a massive advantage. It's not manipulation, it's about honesty, alignment, and effort that you have to put forth. And if you do these things, I think you can win with dating in 2026. If you found value in this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow me for more content. And check out this video right here.